In 2021, a team of archaeologists in China are digging around when they suddenly uncover this absolutely bizarre bronze creature. It has tiger's head, the body of a dragon, and there's still bright red paint clinging to its carved lines after thousands of years. According to Archaeology magazine from October 10th, 2024, this hyper statue shocked the experts because nothing like it has ever been found at any other Chinese Bronze Age site. Hi, my name is Ching, and today I will show you what this tiger's dragon statue represents about the Sanxingdui culture from thousands of years ago. Now, why should you care about this? Well, the Sanxingdui artifacts are honestly mind-blowing because they show us just how advanced and creative the Sanxingdui culture really was back then. World Archaeology reported in November 2023 that the Sanxingdui site has completely changed what people thought they knew about the early Chinese civilization. We're talking about over 10,000 artifacts discovered across 8 pits. But today we're just focusing on this tiger dragon statue because of how unique it is compared to everything else. After learning about this statue, you'll understand better how Sanxingdui people perceive power and how they use art to express their identity and beliefs. And here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at what the tiger's dragon statue actually looks like and how it was made. Then I'll talk about its role in Sanxingdui rituals. And finally, I'll explain why this artifact still matters for archaeology and modern culture today. All right, let's start by looking at how people created these unique designs on the bronze tiger dragon statue and the advanced methods they used to make it. So if you look at the picture, the statue has a tiger head, a body structure that's similar to a dragon, and these carved lines that give it this really bold and detailed appearance. According to Archaeology magazine, Szechuan bronze creatures typically have these bold shapes, like sharp teeth, large eyes, and black painted strips. But most of these creatures represent just a single animal. The tiger dragon statue, however, is super rare because it combines features from two different animals, which is the tiger and the dragon. And if you look closely at the base, you'll see little bird figures. Originally, there were supposed to be three birds standing on the base, but only one survived when they found the statue. So the statue's material also matches other bronzes from the same pits. It looks really heavy and solid. All these shapes and repeating patterns make the statue look very mysterious and suggest there are symbolic meanings behind them, but which we'll get into later. These designs all came from the Sanxingdui people's own beliefs and how they imagined gods and sacred beings. Now, let's talk about the science behind how this was actually created and hand painted. A study in the Journal of Archaeological Science from June 2025 explains that most Sanxingdui bronze pieces used casting cores made from their local clay mixed with some materials from other regions. The tiger dragon statue was made with both their own clay plus some outside materials from far away, which actually shows that Sanxingdui people was connected to a bigger trade network across Asia. Then there goes another study from NPJ Heritage Science on March 28th, 2025, found that the red paint inside the carved lines was made by brushing lacquer mixed with cinnabar. And they didn't just paint it once, they actually layered it many times to keep the red paint bright enough even after thousands of years. Each layer is only about 40 to 60 microns thick, which means they had to use incredible patience and precision without any modern tools. Okay, so now that we know about how the tiger dragon statue was created, let's explore what it actually meant and the ceremonies and beliefs of the Sanxingdui people. Archaeologists believe that the statue came from a pit that was used for major rituals, and the Archaeology magazine article mentions that Sanxingdui had 8 large pits, and all of them were filled with broken bronzes, jades, and ivory. And these objects were purposely arranged in a very specific order, which means they were used in ceremonies before being buried as sacrifices. So, what did all these animal shapes and designs actually mean? Those shapes and designs on the statue had deep spiritual significance. A 2011 chapter from the World History Encyclopedia explains that the ritual objects from the Bronze Age often served to connect rulers with gods, ancestors, or protective spirits, and the tiger and dragon parts of the statue may have symbolized strength and protection. If you look at many Sanxingdui statues, you'll see they include raised hands, animal features, and non-human proportions. And this suggests that the priests or the leaders might have used statues like this during rituals to show their authority and to communicate with the spiritual world. Now that we've learned how the statue was made and its virtual role, let's answer the big question. Why does this artifact still matters for archaeology and modern culture today? First off, the statue provides incredible insight into early Chinese history for researchers. World archaeology explains that Sanxingdui made historians completely rethink the idea that early Chinese civilization developed only in the Central Plains. All the Sanxingdui bronzes are from the ancient kingdom of Shu, so which existed at the same time as the Shang dynasty, but wasn't part of it. And the statue is actually a piece of evidence proving that the ancient Shu culture had its own independent style and belief system. It's very different from what was produced during the Shang dynasty. So even though both cultures lived in the same region, their art and beliefs developed separately. And that's a pretty big deal for understanding ancient China. Another thing is that Sanxingdui still influences public interest to this day. Recent exhibitions display the statue and other bronzes in leading roles to show off the unique style of Sanxingdui and the ancient Chu civilization. These displays help people around the world learn how different Sanxingdui culture was compared to other Bronze Age societies in China. Some museums around the world have borrowed these pieces for special exhibitions, which has allowed more and more people to access and learn about the culture. The new discoveries at Sanxingdui have gained worldwide attention through documentaries, museum tours, and renewed research projects. So you can see how the statue, how archaeology can reconnect modern people with ancient civilizations. So to wrap this up, today we saw how the tiger's dragon statue was created and how it served an important purpose in their rituals and belief system, and why it still matters today as new research and exhibits continue to teach us more about this ancient culture. And if you ever want to see these artifacts up close, the Sanxingdui Museum in Sichuan, China, was actually built specifically to display these finds. And museums around the world also feature Sanxingdui pieces. So if you ever have the chance, it's definitely worth visiting because seeing these bronzes in person really shows you how imaginative and powerful this ancient culture was.